All right, everybody. Welcome to Dominate League Week 1 of Dominate. We're right now just about to get ready for picks and bans, and it is going to be JZB versus 200. First
Yeah,
week matchups aren't really too hyped, but I'd like to see what everything comes out to.
I think the best part about week number ones are that you can kind of experiment. I always think of most like things, most leagues like I guess like the first 3 to 4 weeks, you don't really have to worry as much because you can still try and work out team issues, picks and bans. And then towards like the end of it, you kind of want to pick it up. You kind of want to be like, okay, well, this is our game plan. We want to get the highest spot in playoffs and then work up to there because realistically, you could be fine in the regular season, but just like fall off the cliff. I guess as an example, Immortals, because they did do like super good one year and then they just got 3-0 by TSM. But obviously, there's like a difference in skill gap, but I still think the same thing applies. And it would seem like they are ready to go with the picks and bans.
Yep, looks like be going in here hopefully any minute. But yeah, but first weeks it just kind of like experiment, see what flaws you have, and especially in pro play you see a lot of progression. But also like in little leagues, in smaller leagues like these, you can see a lot of progression or the downfall of a great team. Somebody can go 5-0 in the first couple of weeks and take a dive before playoffs. But hopefully, uh, we'll get to see some fun stuff. I don't think any secret picks. I think everything is probably going to be meta when we get into this. Nothing too crazy yet, I should say.
I really want to see what the teams are going to end up prioritizing. Are they going to end up prioritizing AD carries? Are they going to end up prioritizing junglers? Because right now, how the meta is, you kind of want to have like a very strong push in bottom lane that allows your jungler to kind of move into the bot side and have like free reign. Or do teams put more emphasis on having a really good like jungler? Like Graves is really strong right now. You have champions like Trundle that pretty much makes it so, hey, if you want to play a tank, I'm just going to steal your stats later on and we're going to shred you. So it's going to be pretty interesting um,
Yep.
as we go into picks and bans here. But um, the first two bans from JZB are throwaways, right?
They could choose either to do the second ban phase and get rid of their bans, or they could use the first three bans for full bans. But it looks like we're seeing some shots at mid and maybe the jungler, Nivea. JZB bans out first and Diana on 200. Looks like both taking shot at that mid and jungler. I mean, Anivia very hard scaling, Diana more of a burst early game. She can
So it would
steamroll the other game into the mid game. It
so
helps.
it seemed like the Anivia is actually their ban, and that would mean I believe everything else should be the throwaway bans from them. Yeah. So Anivia is going to
Yeah.
be their only ban due to the fact that they had to do an emergency sub. So they've lost the first two bans of game one, and they'll lose one ban in game two.
Yep. See that. And see with 200 bans here, are they going to take a shot at the DDC like you wanted to say? Kaisa not yet banned. There's the Vlad, so another shot at the mid lane.
So Vladimir
Um,
is pretty strong right now due to the fact that Shirelias is pretty good on him. Most Vlads have also been switching over to Predator. You get a lot of movement speed from it if you take the item CDR one in the domination tree. You can get your proto belt to 30 seconds. You can get Shirelias to somewhere close like that too. So Vlad has a lot of utility in these team fights, and he's able to really get onto your backline very easily.
then another shot at a jungle position. Nilly, dangerous with those spears, so I kind of see that. And also the Rakan banned on JZB. I'm guessing they didn't. That automatically rules out the Zyra Rakan bot lane, that power bot lane we've been seeing. But I want to see what JZB picks up first with these the jungler and the mid getting banned out.
Really interesting. Caitlyn's still open. Kaisa's still open. There's Trundle from earlier, Graves, but it seems like they're going to first pick the Orin. I think top right now is kind of like a mixed bag. You have pretty much everything open. I'm not too sure if I agree with the Orin being the first pick, but it seems like they really want to get maybe comfort for their top lane.
Yeah, I mean, Orange is so safe. No matter, I don't know anybody that could really beat him down except for maybe a Lowy with their tentacles, just being able to poke him out of lane. But the brittle passive and the unstoppable force from his W or Bellows Breath, I'm sorry, being unstoppable or no longer being unstoppable, but having that damage, it just makes him so potent in the lane. I would actually want to see him probably picked up before the second ban phase or even the first pick in the second phase. But Shen Lulu for 200. Shen is a good matchup into Ornn. He could hold his own, but I don't think he'll be winning too much.
So we see the Nami come out to answer the Lulu. Think Nami has a much stronger 2v2 just because she has the heal, she can harass a lot more. She has the E that adds slows to auto attacks, the bubble. Tidal Wave has really good disengage, but I'm not. I guess majority of these picks are very comfort, and now we see Callista. So even though we see stuff like Caitlyn, Zaya, Kaisa still open, they decide to go with Callista.
And the
And
Twitch. It's not locked in yet, but we see it hovered. I know the Callista with the Nami. I don't know how that would work too well. I know Callista would fare better with tanks because tanks are a lot easier and a lot better for throwing into the enemy team. But the Twitch is going to get locked in, and let's see what 200 bans. Shyvana, another jungler, is out for the side of JZB.
I'm very curious about this because I do think that JZB has definitely the stronger of the 2v2s. But as the game starts to scale up, I definitely think Twitch and Lulu are going to be a lot stronger. You still have like the Poly, you have Twitch, obviously, who's just going to be able to melt through teams very easily. Shyvana is another band that I'm very much still
That's a
questioning.
throwaway.
Yeah, I'm still questioning Shyvana just because it's a power farm jungler. You can And LeBlanc is okay. LeBlanc, I can agree with. Shyvana, I'm still very iffy on because I feel like there's still other very strong junglers out there that outclass her. And I don't really think I need to talk about LeBlanc as she just got her rework reverts.
I don't know what they're called. It's something crazy.
First Rengar,
Uh,
now LeBlanc. Um,
I don't like what they did to Rengar. They changed his old Q. They changed his new Q back to the old Q, and I like the new Q because it gave it more of a dynamic on it. I may just be a silver scrub, but I mean, I just like the way that that design was.
I just like the way that it fit. And now we see the Galio being picked up.
This is gonna be a protected Twitch comp. The Shen Lulu kind of was like, all right, I think they're going for a little bit more of the protective side, but the Galio for the lock in, that automatically says to me, we want to protect this Twitch and just have him do as much damage to Kalista Nami or Evelyn now as much as possible.
My problem with 200's team composition right now is yes, it is a protected Twitch comp, but you also have to remember that Galio got hit with a lot of nerfs. His Q costs more than most ultimates, and that's at like 130 mana. So Galio can run pretty easily. And not only that, if Twitch falls behind, you don't have any damage. So unless 200's thinking about picking up a damage dealer in the jungle,
Echo in the
this
mid.
comp is not going to have a lot of damage.
It is, and you're right. And to fall back on the Galio, I've been working with Electrocute on him, and he's very, very potent if he gets Electrocute early on. But he does, if he goes for that more damage side, like goes Rod into like Ludens, it doesn't get anything from the Resolve tree. He does become really squishy. And Lee Sin for the last pick, I
Yeah, so
mean,
there's the damage dealer that they needed to add.
yeah,
So
the early to mid game damage to help out this Twitch and kind of, I mean, Lee spots Evelyn in the jungle. That's a bit it. But the Lee Sin is gonna help throw Callista into the enemy team or even Evelyn if they come into these team fights.
my issue kind of with JZB's composition is that they're very they're very magic damage centric, which is again what Galio is very good at dealing with, even though he doesn't build as much tank as he did before. Evelyn, I think, is very interesting because I think that if Evelyn does get a leech, he just takes over games. Echo is another champion that they can just throw in a side lane. You can do a 4-1 and just have Echo always be in a side lane. I don't think Shen or Galio can really deal with him and how fast he pushes. However, if 200 wants, they can always throw a banner of commands on Galio or Shen, and that kind of stifles a lot of the side lane pressure. So I'm very interested to see how both teams kind of play their compositions and which one can kind of get the early game advantages that they need. Because again, if 200 falls behind, it's going to be very hard for them to claw their way back into this game.
And you also can't really fall back on scaling because Echo and Evelyn and Ornn all do well on scaling. Ornn just becomes more tankier. Evelyn gets her AP items. Echo also can just one shot the Twitch or Lulu if he feels like it, if he scales well. And if JZB gets behind, you can't really 1-3-1 or 4-1. So it's just going to be, it's either going to go one sided, and if it is a close match, it's going to be in a very exciting match, in my opinion.
Yeah. One thing that I also do like about JZB's composition though is that if they want to force a fight, they would have to use maybe Lee Sin, or maybe they have Twitch flank and you follow up with Shen and Galio ult to make sure that he doesn't die with like Lulu following behind. But you also have Nami ultimate too to kind of stifle that just a little bit. So they're very unique ways for 200 to kind of engage, but at the same time too is, as you've talked about with Ornn before, he just has to blow that horn, and you basically have to kind of scatter out because if multiple people get hit, you can chain that into like Evelyn Charm or Nami Bubble, Callista Knockup. uh I don't know if I said Echo Stun. I'm kind of just like listing as much
Yeah,
CC
Echo
as I
though.
can.
Yeah, all the CC that they basically have. I'm understanding you.
And because of Ornn's passive with Brittle, the CCs last longer. So if you get stunned or you get charmed, you're basically getting CC'd for a longer duration. So you have to be so careful when dealing with Ornn later on in the game.
If I'm this Twitch, Lee, or Lulu, even, I don't want to say Lulu too much, but like if I'm this Twitch, Lee, Galio, Shen, I want to get a QSS. If you do not get a QSS and you get hit by anything, it's basically over. You won't have enough time with the CC to heal and flash or flash out of it or whatever. Like, and before the CC even hits you, you can flash out of it. But then that's easy sums for JZB to get what they want out of you.
So I kind of want to run through the junglers just a little bit since we're gonna be on a slight delay. I wanted to talk about like Lee Sin like versus Evelyn because Lee Sin Lee Sin's obviously stronger than Evelyn in the early levels, and especially when both of them hit 6 is when they both hit a power spike. Evelyn gets access to her invisibility, and Lee Sin gets access to his playmaking ultimate. But then as you know the game starts going on, they both have to be a little bit careful. Lee Sin kind of relegates himself to more of like this uh kind of like a playmaker but not as much damage, and Evelyn kind of resorts to herself like I have to help pick off somebody in a side lane probably. Um do we feel like Lee Sin's gonna end up falling off harder than the Evelyn, or do you think that Evelyn in a 5v5 is a lot harder to pick off than like Lee Sin right now?
Uh, if we see Evelyn get ahead of this Lee is going to basically be out of. I don't want to say just completely out of the game, but the Lee's going to have to do a lot, and especially in team fighting, I think Evelyn has that better because she can stay invisible for the right time to strike and do a lot of damage to like the Twitch, and then have that ulti to get out safely. Where Lee, once he uses resonating strike, uh, forward flash kick or warthog kick, he's not going to have much mobility after that to basically, unless somebody's standing right next to him to so he can shield to the W. But even then, I think in team fights, Evelyn, if she plays it correctly, same thing with Lee. I think right now it's just a skill matchup in like these 5v5 fights.
All right, so let's move a little bit up. So we have Ornn versus Shen. Uh, obviously, I've personally played both champions. I'm pretty sure that you've played. Have you played both of them?
I have. I love Shen and I love Ornn. Those two are the most fun top laners for me, in my opinion.
Well, if we look at both champions now, we know that Ornn's definitely going to be stronger due to the percentage damage that he has on his W. As of mid to late game, obviously Shin has a lot of this playmaking capability. He can go in, he can basically help out his team, but he also still has to be very wary of Ornn because you still have the knockups from the W passive, and then you got the E if you're near a wall or his ultimate to kind of stop your channel of your ultimate. So I feel like in the 1v1, Ornn has the advantage. I'm pretty sure later on, Chen has a little bit of a stronger 1v1 due to Titanic and then the Q if it passes through, right? If I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've played Shen myself.
The Q,
Yeah, the
if it passes through his enemy, if they're walking away from Shen, they are slowed.
isn't there like there's increased damage as well, right?
Yes, his next three auto attacks within a time limit he'll basically use the Spirit Blade as an extra auto in anything he does. I think a little bit of magic damage, but mostly physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess from the top lane perspective, it's mid game. It's pretty much anybody. Shen kind of wants to not be in lane. Again, I did mention that the Banner of Command is still an option for him because Ornn can't clear that out as fast as someone like say a Cho'Gath because Cho'Gath just ults it unless Ornn is taking Dematerializer, so he just gets rid of it.
On,
Oh, sorry.
like no, sorry to cut you off, but like honestly, the top laners probably the first two items I want like are should be banners. Because Shen will work well with the banner, and Ornn will also. I mean, banner first item. It's just gonna be a slap fest in the top lane. Shen should go like Tiamat into what's
Banner.
banner. Thank you, and then Ornn should probably just be banner. Just it will help out so much.
So
And
I
it's
kind of want to, I kind of want to bring a little bit of attention to mid lane because again, I did say that Galio had received some nerfs after his time of one shotting people with his Q. He is not the same powerhouse that he was before. He's still very strong, but he's not that tank that can kind of one shot your backline, your caster minions, and then he can, just look to roam because he always has mid lane prio. Do we feel like that he's just going to get shoved in constantly now that that's the case, or do you think that he'll be able to kind of match with Echo just for a little bit in the early game?
early on, I would expect for him to get shoved in, but once that mid game rolls around, uh, it is Galio should be able to clear the wave just fine if he maxes Z instead of W, which for more the damage side, but he'll probably max W because he is going aftershock. But the so he could QE the wave, and then his smash will be up again, and then that should be able to help clear out a lot faster. So the mid game, I think that's more towards Galio, and if he's especially in mid game fights, if he can get to Evelyn or Callista or Nami and be able to burst them down a little bit.
All right. So as we load into game, we kind of get to see some of the runes that people have taken. Grasp, nothing too special up there. We see both junglers with Electrocute, Echo with Electrocute, Galio again with the Aftershock, Fleet Impress the attack, and then we see both supports taking Airy. It seemed Lulu went into the Resolve tree, so she probably went into Revitalize and maybe Second Wind. I'm trying to think of maybe she took Font of
Conditioning.
Life either, because I know Font of Life is healing.
Oh yes, Font of Life. Yes, it does. Also, you can take conditioning, which gives you base armor and mana, or not base armor. Sorry, base armor and AP resistance.
Yeah. So as we see, I kind of want to again. I keep emphasizing this, but it needs to be said that 200 really needs to have a strong early game to mid lane transition, and they need to make sure that this Twitch does not fall behind, because if Twitch falls behind, their comp is going to be lacking in a lot of damage, and that's where JZB is just going to be able to take over in the mid game and probably look to end it out very early.
Yeah, nothing too crazy coming out here. 5-point defense looks like for the side of the JZB, but 200 has a 4-man grouping on that bot side, hoping maybe to catch somebody out. But the Lee Sin being there, probably just throw Resonating Strike to scare him off.
So they have vision of Echo.
Oh, hit him with the. He's not gonna take it. Yeah, it just shows that where Lee is, and it looks like blue side's being started. Shen is gonna go and ward up the top side. Looks like, and right now it's just probably just gonna be regular starts for these two sides right now.
Yep, standard items as well. We see the Corrupting Pot from the Orin. We see the Dorn Shield from Shen. Nothing out of the blue. And standard starts. So we're gonna have to see how both teams play it out. Maybe we see Lee visit the top set a little bit early, help out Shen get a little bit of a lead. Now we see some bit of aggression in the bottom lane.
Yeah, minor poke, not too much. Nami should just be able to heal with her W. Also some poking in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Echo pops that is passive.
So the first dragon of the game is going to be an Infernal Drake.
200 should really possibly want to take priority over that because it will help them with their pokes from Galio and Lulu and Twitch even with his poison and condemn.
Yeah,
it really help.
They really don't want to let JZB grab that because if JZB ends up getting, increased damage, it's more threat on Echo. And we see, again, more aggression in the bottom lane. It seems like they're going to be going for an all-in here. There's the exhaust popped.
Yeah, Flash comes out from Kalista and the heal, and so does Anami, so they're down summoners. And we have a first blood in the top lane, like you said, that Lee Sin just goes up for that gank and puts that Shen ahead.
I really feel like Orange should have just blown the flash. You really can't fall behind right now because now that Shen has the advantage, he's gonna look to push it, and that makes your 1v1 a little bit weaker. As you've emphasized, if he does end up going Banner of Command, it gets really, really hard. And now we see Lee Sin in the mid lane.
Yeah, Dash comes out, Parallel Convergence comes out, stuns up the Galio, Taunt comes out, it's gonna connect to the Echo. With Winds of Ward's gonna come out, Evelyn's finally here, gonna charm up. Ooh, was that a flash? The preemptive, really aggressive flash comes out from the Evelyn, but the Lee Sin is able to safeguard away just a-okay.
So as we take a little bit of a brief moment, we do notice that JZB is down a lot of summoners compared to 200. There's no flashes left for JZB.
On the bot side at all. Trouble Bubble's gonna hit, Ignite comes out, Flash, and the Rend is gonna be able to pick up the kill in the bot lane for second blood.
But we now see more fighting up in the top lane as Orin looks for blood.
Oh, Bellow's Breath comes out, won't be able to get that proc either way. Man, there's just like so much fighting going on.
Yeah, both teams know what they have to do. They have to win this early game. Bottom lane's just scrapping it out because they both know whoever gets the priority down there ends up getting that Drake later on.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looks like Lee's gonna get another visit to the mid lane. He shows himself. He's gonna hit the Resonating Strike. Nope. Minuet pushes into the tower. He just backs off really. Hey, question mark Kings comes out from the Echo.
So, as we take a brief second to kind of look around the map, we see that.
Ooh, flash out from the Lulu because she was gonna get hit by that bubble apparently. Oh.
All right, so that means there's no flashes. So we see
no flashes on either side, and this is only 5 minutes into the game.
But this also makes a very good point to have both junglers visit down there because Evelyn and Lee Sin both love when people don't have flashes. It makes it so easy for Lee to do his ultimate to push them back, or you have Evelyn just easy gank. You can't dodge someone who's charmed you into an E because the E is a gap closer. So I feel like both junglers are definitely gonna look back there. But as we see, the kind of like the first buys, we see Callista with the boots, kind of helping her out a little bit. And
Oh,
we
Orn
see
missed
some
the
fight
dash.
in the top lane.
Yeah, a little bit of trading in the top lane. Orn was gonna go for the clever QE smash knockup and misses it.
We see some fighting up there, but Evelyn's also
Yeah,
been
Evelyn's here. She's gonna
spotted.
charm up the Shen. Taunt comes in, ulti comes out, knocks up Evelyn. Hello, you should be dead. And Taunt's gonna get the kill for the Galio. That's a two-man roam mostly, but I mean, helps out a lot to
I
put that
re-
Evelyn behind and even get that Shen more ahead.
I really feel like the JZB should have been playing with more respects because Galio was missing. As
Parallel
soon as-
conversion comes out to stun up Galio. Taunt comes out. He's gonna. I think he should be able to walk away. No, Echo's gonna keep on pushing. Winds of War isn't gonna do much damage, but looks like this is gonna be first turn for Lee and Shen.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with taking the tower this early, but it seemed like Warren was thinking about recalling and then he stopped his back.
Yeah, Parallel Taunt comes out. Tower aggro. Oh my goodness, the damage. Heals back. Flash comes out from Galio. Turn aggro still on, but no mana was not gonna be able to get that kill for Echo. But Flash used, ult used, everything used.
There's a lot of
I
fighting.
mean, there's a lot of fighting, and we're only 7 minutes into this game. I thought Rampage was nutty.
But, you know, going all the way back, I feel like Evelyn should have played with a lot more respect. Galio was missing, and as soon as you know Galio's missing, especially since you're not level 6, because they spotted Evelyn on a ward.
Yeah.
So you have to play with a lot more respects, and now, even with all that going on, the gold is still pretty much even.
Yeah, not too. Nearly a 20 CS lead in the mid, and okay, I thought Callista stole that. I was actually about to lose some shit. I was about to lose some stuff, but Lee Sin had to smite it. Couldn't have given it to the Galio because minions are pushing. Stand United comes out from Shen. Are they looking for something bot? Flash comes out from Nami, gets taunted up. Q ulti gets her to safety. She's gonna be able to throw her back in actually. W comes out to heal her. What health was damaged because her Ren comes out, doesn't get the kill. 4-man bot, really nothing gained.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful part about Callista when she hits level 6. She's like a free get out of jail card. I do think that the ultimate was
Well, looks like they're coming around again. Hold on. Evelyn's here, level 6, pops out the charm. Taunt lands on the Nami. Safeguard, Lee gets in. Shannon picks up the kill. Are they gonna keep going? Evelyn pops the ult. TP's coming in from the Ornn and the Galio. Justice Punch knocks up. Horn comes out from Ornn. Doesn't hit anybody up. Twitch's E kills the. Oh my goodness, there's so much going on. Ulti from Echo. Hey, that's a flash out. Too much going on. Flash from Ornn. Justice Punch misses onto the Ornn. He eats forward. He gets the kill onto the Lee. Taunt ups the Ornn. Ornn is gonna die here, even with the amount of mana that they don't have. And in the meantime, Twitch killed Callista.
That was a 4-for-1 trade, and that all started from a very early Shen ultimate into which JZB didn't respect, and they thought they could re-engage onto that. This is massive for.
Yeah, it also looks like they're gonna get Dragon here even. Well, I mean, Evelyn might get a chance to steal. She is invisible and she won't get spotted by that ward. But nope, now they know that somebody's there. I think she's just gonna let this go and she's gonna show a little gank for the bot lane. Tidal Wave comes through, Ignite kills, Twitch picks up that kill, Q dead for Evelyn. Can Evelyn get the double kill? Slowly but surely, will she be able to get the double kill? She will be able to get the double kill, okay. And then in the meantime, 3 people on Dragon, Infernal. I think that is a better trade for 200.
Yeah, definitely it's a better trade for 200. You get an Infernal Drake, which is gonna help you guys scale in the later game. But if we just go back to the start of it, they did a very early Shen ultimate into the bottom lane. And originally you're just like, okay, we can just disengage here. We've used Callista ultimate, it's fine. And instead, JZB walks up not knowing if Shen is still bottom lane, same with Lee Sin, and they recommit into a fight. They end up losing 4 people, and it then accelerates this late game Twitch that we were talking about. Twitch is now sitting on a BF Sword and Zeal. Galio is now looking to finish his Abyssal Mask. Shen is making his way to Sunfire Cape. This is just not good because your Callista is still struggling to finish her Bork. and Echo is still nowhere near close to being done his proto belts.
Yeah,
And
now
we see more fighting.
Yeah, on the top side, there are more trades for that Shen. Okay, Ease doesn't hit any terrain. Charm comes up. Gonna be able to charm.
There's a lot of
Shen.
minions.
There's a lot, and he's gonna die to minion damage. And then, okay, Echo's now up here. Runs in. Oh, ult's back. Holy cow, the damage from Echo gets the kill.
That was beautiful from Echo.
Yeah, Galio comes in with the ulti just to save that Shen, and then they just easily walk out for a 1-for-1 trade. That was... I mean, he's only sitting on a Hextech Revolver and 3 stacks of Darksteel. Well, 1 stack before the kill of Darksteel, but that was a ridiculous amount of damage, and they're going to catch out the Galio. Galio's going to taunt him too. Is he going to be able to get it alive? Parallel Convergence goes back in. But the Shen ultimate comes in, wins a war. Evelyn dodged it with her ulti. Is Echo going to pick up a kill onto the Shen? The shield comes out. No mana, but he still picks up the kill. Are they going to keep chasing Galio? No, Galio walks away free. Tides of War, not Tides of War, sorry. The ulti from Nami comes out, knocks up. So does the Mega Growth from Lulu, and it just looks like nothing's gonna happen too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of fighting on the map right now. I honestly really do think that JZB needs to a little bit, just slightly chill on it, just a little bit, and try to assess.
Evelyn's in mid. Ooh, misses a hate spike. But Lee's in bot.
Everybody's fighting today.
Everybody's fighting. Kick blown up. Goodbye, Callista. There's so much fighting, we can't talk about the first fight that went 4-for-1. We can't, because there's too much fighting right now. Evelyn's gonna get caught out because she wanted to get a ward. Trouble Bubble is gonna miss from the Nami. And oh wait, the taunt from Galio. Flash from Evelyn. Justice Punch, no mana, invisibility, and I'm guessing that she can just walk on out. Yep.
Yeah. So I do want to say, though, even with all this fighting, the gold lead is still very even due to... I see the CS difference between jungler and mid for JZB is pretty big. There's at least 20. There's a 20 CS difference, and there's more fighting.
More fighting in the mid lane. Echo get the parallel of vengeance. He's gonna get the passive proc. He's gonna get the passive proc. He's gonna be able to solo. Is he gonna be able to solo kill? He's gonna be able to solo kill. Use the ult to get out of there. Top, not much really happened. It's just a wet noodle fight right now. Ulti comes out. Rat-a-tat-tat. Doesn't get the damage though. Doesn't look like anything. Yeah, that's it. Just a rat-a-tat-tat comes out. Bubble. Oh, or an ulti in the top lane. Is he gonna get the solo kill with the help of Evelyn? Yes, he is. Not a solo kill though. There's just so much fighting. My UI is going nuts. Bubble, regrowth. Ren doesn't get the kill, but the ignite will. I think no mana on Nami. Are they gonna be able to keep going for this?
Echo's down bottom lane.
Oh, Echo is down bottom lane. Parallel convergence stops that forward momentum and gives the kill to the Callista. And 3-0 just from good map movement from Echo and the help from the jungler. I mean, all right, now Team 10 with the help with that CS lead is just going to be first turn in the bot lane.
Well, now that we have a second to talk about it, Echo is very much ahead of his lane opponent right now. He's up in kill. He has 3 kills. He has 2 assists from roaming around. He has his completed item. Echo can look to definitely one-shot this Twitch, if need be it.
Mean, I don't even think he needs the QE. I think he can ult, and then that Twitch is like half health. Easy. I mean,
as long as he's alone.
As long as he's alone, don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, the Rift Tail is going to be picked up by 200. Nobody's going to spot this out. They get it for free. So this should help put 200 back on the map with, like, some pressure with the Rift Tail to either put it in top or they could get some help in bottom.
So if anybody is, watching this and, they don't understand, Rift Herald got buffed this patch.
Invisibility comes out from Twitch, not much in the mid lane, couldn't do anything. Charm's gonna miss. Rift Tail gets popped in the mid, 4-man mid, ulti comes out, gonna dodge all the attacks, rat-a-tat-tat, and dead is the Callista. We're gonna see the Rift Tail come in now. This should be mid-turn, this should just be the trade of turns.
Yep, this tower is definitely going down. Rift Tail got buffed this patch.
Lulu picks up the kill.
But Echo's here now.
Yep, Echo's here now. He's going to pick up the kill under the Lulu. He's going to pick up the kill under the Twitch. Yes, he will pick up the kill under the Twitch, but that's still tower. But Lee Sin is still alive. Not anymore, because, Stand United comes out. Taunt picks up. Echo gets another kill. Call of the Forge God comes out. Knocks up 2. Q comes out. I mean, this Echo is just going insane right now. Is he going to get the proc, and he should be able to get that
That is a
Unofficial quadra
quadra
kill.
kill.
He is 7-0-2 and about 30 CS above his laner. Y'all need to stop this man.
So that all started from Callista being a little bit far too up. They had not enough vision of where Twitch would possibly be on the map. And then 200 decided to be just a little bit too aggressive, going for that a tower dive, and then the tower eventually fell, but it did start as a tower dive, and then it just ended up being more kills for this Echo, and this is enabling that 4-1 that we were talking about earlier.
Easy. I mean, at first it was gonna look good for 200 because they could have gotten a lot out of it. Nami's gonna see Lulu. Is she gonna kill? Nope. Okay. So, Dragon's gonna be started up here.
It's a Mountain Drake. This would be very good for the Callista comp.
And especially for the Echo, just being able to eat. Echo's gonna get caught out, but who cares? This man's insane. The Dragon's Rage comes out. Callista gets the Ren proc. Oh, it's gonna just... That's it. That's a free... I don't want to say it's a free drag, because anything can happen. But this is gonna be drag for the side of JZB.
I think
another wet noodle fight.
I think 200 is going to give up the Dragon. Lee Sin's down. But this is very good for JZB because Baron got buffed this patch. It's a lot. It deals more AoE damage.
Top lane. Is this going to be a solo kill for the Shen? If he can get a solo kill, that's just going to be a slap in the face of the Thorn. Hello, Nami. You just met Twitch. How are you today? Charm's not really going to hit. Just the hate spike is going to be able to do some poke damage, but nothing too crazy.
A little bit too early with the charm.
Yeah, the hate spike won't get the full proc on it.
All right, so now that we have just a little bit of time, to relax, and I'm pretty sure teams will calm down just a...
I don't know. This Lulu might want to look for something, or this Lee might want to look for trouble.
So if we look at the state of the map right now, oh, never mind. We have more fighting at the top.
Is he gonna get a solo kill onto him? He doesn't hit anything, and yep, Bellow's breath comes out, gets a solo kill onto the Shen. So I know the E damage on Ornn does damage to people, but ever so slightly.
Yes.
Why does he keep trying to run through people? You only have two abilities that let you just be ridiculous and do whatever you want.
I really do think it's a slight misplay from how Ornn is definitely playing. Most of their fights haven't been around walls, but
hold on, might get the solo kill, but the regrowth is gonna help.
There's the exhaust.
Galio's gonna come in, trouble bubble, but nothing much. I mean, nothing's really burned except for an ulti. And Echo's here. Are they gonna try and turn this around?
Oh, okay. The managed to pop up both ultimates.
Ulti comes out. Oh my goodness, goodbye Lee. You're nearly dead, but oh wow. Twitch gets caught out. Oh no, but he gets the kill! Wait, what? Alright. But it doesn't matter because Nami's gonna pick it up. Flash Rend is gonna pick up the kill onto the Lee Sin. Taunt's gonna get Nami. Kalicia's just throwing her spears into Lulu. Someone save her! Parallel Convergence comes out, is gonna stun up too. Here comes Echo. Justice Punch is gonna miss though. Dash over the wall. Taunt's not even gonna be anywhere close. Is this the end? Because here comes Ornn with it. Oh no, his ulti's on cooldown.
I feel like JZB backs off right now. Just grab mid tower, maybe get up some vision. JZB is very, very, very strong right now. This Echo is definitely keeping his team in the game with how slightly behind they were in the early stages, but that's a 4K gold lead.
Honestly, with the help of their CS leads and jungle and mid, 200 couldn't do a lot in my opinion with with their kills, because it was still so tight you couldn't do anything. One misstep and the game's like this, and they misstepped multiple times and the game is like this for this reason. But honestly, if JZB they can easily, if they can just keep pushing this mid, they can easily have this game. But if they let the Galio, the Shen, and the Twitch just scale, because right now Twitch is
sitting on almost on 2 items right now. He just needs at least one more, and then he's gonna come online. Lulu is also trying to get her Ardent Sensor, and once she gets that, she's gonna be very, very strong. She's gonna be able to help support this Twitch.
Charm is gonna come out. Gonna be able to connect. Taunt doesn't get him away. He for the Blade of the Ruin King is gonna come out, give him a little bit more time. Flashes the
teleport.
bubble. Teleport comes out from canceled, I believe, by the Galio. Yeah, they're just gonna let oh, why Lulu? Okay, I thought Lulu, you were alone in mid. Parallel Vengeance comes out, doesn't do anything.
That's
Rigo comes out,
Rat-a-tat-tat.
He's gonna pop the ulti.
Respect the ultimate.
You gotta watch out for the phantom thing that follows him. The ulti comes out from Nami in the top lane. Nothing too much. That's just gonna be tier 1 for JZB. He's just gonna keep wailing on this tower, and this tier 2 tower. That's 2 towers. I mean, this is what you do. They're 3-1-3ing in a weird way. Not keeping the 3 in mid and the 1 top and bot. They're doing 3 top, 1 mid, 1 bot.
I really think at this point, I really feel like at this point in the game, they should have Galio just always be around their duo lane, because the fact that Echo just dove both Twitch and Lulu and nobody, like, there was no support for them.
And two ultis came out and he still killed both, killed one of them.
Yeah, this is your main damage source. Galio is building purely tank right now, so there's barely
we got a lot of stuff in the mid lane. Tier 2 mid goes down. Dragon's Rage, but he safeguards back. Double man taunt. Call of the Force Guard is going to come out. How many people is it going to hit? It's going to hit 1, maybe 2. Goodbye, Shen. Why are you up there alone, buddy?
Yeah, this game is starting to accelerate at a very fast pace. It seems like the next dragon's going to be an Ocean Drake.
Kind of a little bit late for an Ocean Drake, but it would be nice just to A, keep it away from 200, and B, it would help because if Ord gets a Warmogs, that just helps 10 times better.
And I feel like it would help a little bit just with if they were to fight, maybe just a quick little skirmish and you just get the increased regen. So, I would say it'd be very good for Baron, but as we've kind of seen the Baron buffs, everything's more AoE spread and it's a lot more risky now, which...
I mean, any quick skirmish turns into a death for either Twitch, Shen, or Lulu. So
yeah, this game is definitely
spiraling out of control.
Galio's still at 1 item. Echo's on 3.
I mean, with the help of having a 40 goal lead, or 40 CS lead, and 10 kills, and no deaths, and 4 assists, you're doing pretty okay for yourself, okay? But either way, I mean, right now, if the call for JZB right now should be Baron now. There's no vision on it.
Oh boy,
we know that they don't. Nami's gonna get hit. Ultimate's gonna come out. W flash from Nami though.
Here comes Echo.
Gonna come out. Echo picks up the kill under the lead, but the fighting is still going. Shen's in the middle. Rat-a-tat-tat is gonna come out from the Twitch. Flash comes forward. Goodbye Twitch. That's a double kill for the Echo. Are we gonna see any more aggression? It looks like the call right now is Baron, maybe.
Yeah.
Baron. Easy Baron's picked up 2 kills, and then.
Remember, all their damage is dead. Twitch is not on the map anymore. Galio is not building any AP right now, so at this point he just tickles. Shen doesn't have the Titanic Hydra. This is a free Baron, and this is
gonna be able to pick it up. It just looks like right now you back, reset, push out waves. Right now, Orin's gonna get top lane really quick, and then the call right now is to get that Ocean. And you might as well, because they can't fight you and you don't want it up just in case. They just kind of try to sneak it from you.
I feel like you should probably just try and delay the Ocean, because at this point, if you take it now, the thing that you're trying to RNG for is maybe a second Mountain Drake or maybe another Inferno. Or that's the only real reason for them to take it right now. If it was just a little bit later into the game, I would say just hold off on it.
And it is going to be an Infernal.
Yeah, so their RNG pays off. I'm not too big on the RNG factor, but it does pay off sometimes. But as you said, they should just look to group. Both top laners didn't want to go Banner of Command this game. I mean, with all the fighting that's been going on, I guess they really didn't need to. If this was maybe a more passive game, they would have thought about it.
Send Echo top, send everybody else mid and bot or whatever. Easy peasy. We're just gonna send him bot. He's gonna do as much damage as he can to this turn. He's basically gonna kill it. Goodbye Twitch. Where did you go? I thought there was a Twitch there. Galio takes a lot of ransacks, but doesn't look like Callista got kicked back, it looks like.
From the Dragon range, yes.
Yeah, from the Dragon range, and him's gonna go down from Echo, and then this big Baron minion. I think they can end off of this push.
Remember, Shen was busy in the top lane. They didn't have any channels.
Yeah, he get a solo kill. Call of the Force God comes out. We completely missed it, and then they get another inhibitor. then they're gonna meet up with Ornn in the top lane and get all 3 inhibitors probably. Like this is Echo's game. Like don't get me wrong, like the Ornn did good in like solo killing a couple times. But
Lee did a very good job this game. He got a lead and he pushed his lead. He helped his bot lane get ahead. Then he went top lane. He kept the dual lane busy.
gonna come out. Ulti's also gonna come out from the Galio. Ren is gonna get a goodbye. Lee Sin 4-man taunt, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be much. QSS comes out from the Kalista, is able to flash out. Ornn picks up the kill under the Twitch. Kalista picks up the kill on the Galio. Stand United comes out not in time, and Lulu will fall. This looks to be the final push and game 1.
Yeah, it looked a little bit shaky for JZB in the start of the game.
Taunt, hold on, what is... One-man warrior, am I watching Braveheart here? QSS, not QSS, sorry. Zayas is gonna come out, but it's just no use. Echo still picks up the kill, and then now these guys are basically trolling. TP on a minion, and then they just end the game. GG. JZB takes game 1. I want to see how much damage this Echo did, because it was scary. His ult nearly killed Twitch alone without the help of Lulu.
So it was, like that game was pretty hard. There was a plan that we both thought was going to happen. We thought top was just going to be top was a slugfest. We thought that 200 would play more emphasis onto their bottom lane, but that didn't really end up happening. I feel like the Shen Lulu was enough for this Twitch composition. I do think that if they do want to run the same comp, it can work, but I think you need to have a much stronger mid lane because, again, Galio right now, he doesn't have that impact right now. If he falls behind, he doesn't have as much AP as he used to have, and you kind of need another damage source. You can't just rely on one person. Like, you can't have we're just going to have AD carry do everything. We're going to have him be that guy, but I mean, as we saw, Echo basically said, "I'll take your soul player and I'll just kill him with my ultimate only." And
I'll take your cake and eat it too is basically what he said. I mean, once the first kill happened, and then just that unofficial quadra that he had, it looked good for 200, getting that mid with the Herald and probably being able to push. But the fight was so split when the Lee jumped in and had the flash because he didn't do the ward hop correctly or he didn't have a ward or whatever, but I'm just assuming. Kicked her to the side for one, and the only damage person, not even damage, the only person out there was Lulu to do damage. Don't get me wrong, she's like annoying with her poke, but in the early game, not when you're taking down mid. But Kalista was able to live for a very short time after that, and then just here comes Echo with that unofficial quadra picking up Lulu, Twitch, Galio, and Lee. I think Shen was there, but he was.
I'm honestly not too sure who lived.
Yeah, either way, it was an unofficial quadrant. By then, he could have done whatever he felt like.
Yeah,
he could run in and 1v9 the team. Like,
so again, to reiterate, I feel like 200 had the right idea for their team composition. I would just like to see a different mid laner, and maybe they pick a bit of a more aggressive jungler because they got the early kill onto Evelyn, and I was like, okay, well, they have a lead, they can maybe look to accelerate it, and that didn't happen. Evelyn ended up being 20 CS up on Lee. Echo was 20 CS up on Galio at one point, and that itself just made the gold lead even. And if you're gonna run a comp like this, everything has to be put onto Twitch. As soon as everyone hits level 6, just go bottom lane, dive them, take tower, rotate everyone top, grab Rift Herald. But they got the Rift Herald, they just didn't do everything before that with.
Even with the Rift Herald, it was a good pickup for what happened. It was good, and we just.
I feel like they dove just a little bit too much.
Yeah, especially with that. Sorry here. Especially when that league just kind of jumped in all of a sudden. It was good. What you should have done, I think what they needed to do and what they needed to change was basically because that Echo was strong. especially after that fight. But even then, before then, that Echo having that kill and having that high of a CS lead, if he showed up and started to attack, he should have. It should have been more like let them fight into us and then fight instead of trying to find a pick. Because that's really gutsy and that's that's a really good idea. But especially if you have like an Evelyn, Echo, Callista, Nami, Ornn, it's just kind of like you jumped into a pile of like a cauldron pot of just mixing garbage. You're not gonna know what you're gonna expect. You're just gonna get CC'd and dead. So it was risky. It was okay, but honestly, they should have tried to play fights like, all right, let the Echo come into us, or try the Evelyn to try to get a cheeky charm. Once she charms up, and just set up a baseline. If you're playing Protect the Twitch, you need the front line to be the front line is going to be Galio, Shen, and then they're going to have that middle ground with Lee Sin, and then their back line is going to be I can't say I had to say garbage, but and have Twitch and Lulu in the back because you need the shields and the mega growth. I can't remember that name.
Well, it's wild growth. Mega
wild
growth.
Thank you. Basically the same thing. Like the wild growth from Lulu is gonna help out that Twitch a lot. And also, like, if the lead just kind of pops up back there, I don't know why that Lulu just didn't throw it on the lead. Knock up 3 members in the process after you kick the Callista into you.
Yeah,
you give Lee the health, and you also give him a little bit of protections for him just kind of be like, okay, I can walk out or I can flash out, whatever, and just regain and get ready for another engage.
Yeah, there's a bit of slight misplays with the with how they executed. Again, I think game number 2 will definitely be different. I expect 200 to kind of. I'm putting faith into them to even up this series, but if we, maybe JZB has definitely got this. Yeah,
I understand you. We're gonna go on a closing statement. This is only game 1 of week 1, so I hope to see a lot more stuff comes out in game 2 and all this other stuff. But right now, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in a little bit. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. See you in game 2. Da-da-da-da. Thank you guys for joining us back on game 2 of week 1. Dominate JZB took the first game over 200. Uh, I would like to go over some of that stuff in the past game. Uh, it was super aggressive early. It was super bloody. The Echo took everything. Anything he wanted to. He stole your lunch and ate your cake. I mean, that's it. Like, I mean, he took everything. But
I
what can 200 IQ do to basically help themselves in the second game?
I feel like a lot of it was put around the draft. Galio definitely did not have the impact that we thought he was going to have. I expect 200 to draft a more aggressive team composition, or if they do play protect the ADC composition again, that maybe you draft something that has a little bit more damage to help out the Echo. Cassiopeia is still there as an option. She's very good in the late game, and she also has the miasma to kind of help slow down people. Maybe if they want to, they can run again. Caitlyn was open, and both teams decided not to prioritize it. Kaisa was open. Both teams decided not to prioritize that. This game, looking at it,
the bans are going by so fast. I mean, we got Diana and even Echo. 200 IQ is just like, we don't want your Echo. Nidalee is also banned. Rakan. The only thing that really changed is that Echo ban, and well deserved.
Well deserved Echo ban. So with Rakan off the table, we obviously won't see Zaya Rakan. We also see the Shen ban, which if it does get locked in, I don't think that was a problem from the first game. But I'm guessing JZB probably wants to play with just, we don't want to have someone just randomly come bot. But we do see J4 being the first pick for 200. So definitely more aggressive jungler than the Lee Sin.
Oh yeah, for sure. With the first auto attack, basically just shredding your protections. The EQ combo being able to knock up the flag and drag. Easy knock up. I mean, just a lot of damage from that J4 in the early game. And even then, like that mid game, he can go tank or he can go more tanky. But still, he's very good utility-wise. And a Malphite.
All right, so I want to talk about Malphite real quick.
You talk about Malphite because I ain't
this
gonna say
is
anything.
this is one of my favorite champions. I have a friend who despises this champion. I love Malphite because I feel like you can do almost absolutely nothing and just have a big impact. If they pick someone like an auto attacker, they can't really fight you, unless you're like a 5-item Tryndamere. But
So the Nami from JZB, I'm not gonna say that it was bad. The JZB pickup was the Nami was really good. Her bubbles were well placed, and the ultis were really good. And the healing was fine.
I feel like you just don't pair it with a Callista. I feel like you need to pair it with something
you need
a
to
little
pair
better.
with probably something like a Caitlyn or like a Tristana.
But on 200 side, we see Darius and
Counter pick that Malphite probably. It could be a Malphite jungle. I have seen Malphite mid, but we're not in Rampage. So
and now we see Sion.
Sion mid calling it.
So this is a little bit of the same problem I think we both had in like the first game, and I think 200 is running through it. You have three tanks right now. So if you are running these three tanks, there needs to be a hyper carry that can bust through like JZB's composition. Like you have to actually pick a hyper carry, not you did pick a hyper carry in Twitch, but you need to pick something that scales a little bit faster. Kaisa's open, Caitlyn's open, Zaya's open.
Everything is open. There's not a single ADC ban.
Yeah, you have everything open. Well, we see Morgana being banned here.
Callista gets banned. I don't know why, but I mean, probably just a comfort pick for that ADC. He did play pretty well on it. But that Echo, so he picks Echo the first game, and if he can do what he did on Echo, be that assassin as Vladimir by having a lot of health and also some of that health transferring into AP, that would be ridiculous. And we have an Ashe.
So Ballin is just playing for more of the utility, and
Do it. Okay, he did it. Okay.
So I want to step back a little bit and talk about Vlad because Spellbook did get changed this patch. It's no longer I can switch to any summoner spell in base. So now most Vlads are kind of taking Predator Electrocute. And because they're going into the domination tree as their main thing, they can take the item CDR. And what that allows you to be able to do is you get Shurelios on such a low cooldown. You get Predator on a short cooldown if you end up taking it, and Proto Build, you have so many actives that are like on 30, maybe 30 seconds to a minute CD, and Vlad just has enough movement speed to run into your backline. So if Vlad can get a good flank, he could just kill the backline, and all they have to do is worry about
Ooh,
the
that's risky.
the the Darius sound and J4. And now we see Karma Jinx come out.
I do like the Karma. The
Yeah,
Karma is that support, kind of like Morgana or like a not Lulu. She does a lot more damage than the Lulu, and also after she gets like her main support items, throw in a Rylai's. I mean, nobody would care. A Kindred.
Kindred.
Okay,
Even with Graves still open. Okay, but if we look at the bot lane matchup, as you were saying, you like
the,
the Karma. You're very iffy about the Jinx. Why are you a little bit iffy on the Jinx?
it's another protect the person comp, but with Darius and J4 and Scion, they do have a little bit more protections, with like more CC than just having like the Galio with like his taunt and Justice Punch and Shen's dash. With Darius, you have with J4 you have the flag and drag, the cage. Darius, you have the yank, and then also just his bleed. Scion, you have the Q, and then also you have his ult. Um, so I'm just a little bit iffy with the Jinx that if she gets behind, she's gonna be like another Twitch, just useless.
Yeah, their 200 team composition. Again, they've drafted another comp. If our 80 carry falls behind, we won't have that damage. But different from the first game, Scion does a reasonable amount of damage. Darius, if he does get a lead, Malphite's not going to be able to lane at all.
It could also be a Karma mid with a Scion support just to help with that tankiness, but Nami Ash love immobile tanks for the sole fact that the Q is going to be able to Nami's Q is going to be able to just to keep Scion there while Ash uses her Q to just wail into him for a ridiculous amount of slow and damage, even the W. But on the side of JZB, they have a very kiting comp.
Yeah, they have
It's very much like, all right, have them fight into us. They wasted all their stuff. I'm okay. This is me. If I'm Malphite, I'm Malphite. I'm Rock. I throw myself into enemy team. That's literally all he does. I'm not even gonna lie. That's all he does. So like, fight into them. You waste everything, and most of us are still alive. Cool. Vladimir, pop your ult. I will throw myself into them. And Ash, Nami, Kindred. Anybody gets too low, throw down your ult. It's just a-okay. But JZB has a very good kiting, fight into us, and then a re-engage comp.
And another thing that I do like about JZB's composition is they can pick fights. If Ash does ends up going the Essence Reaver build, she's gonna have that ultimate on a short cooldown. And they're basically gonna say, okay, they're out of position. Let's engage onto them. We have the numbers advantage right now. Let's fight. And then you also have again Vladimir. Like Vladimir can take over games. You have Kindred. If the enemy team dives onto you, you just stand in the Kindred ultimate, wait it out, and like you said, just re-engage. We have Vlad ult, we have Nami ultimate, we have Malphite ult. There's a lot of re-engage from JZB's composition, and 200 has to get to. They have to get Jinx to at least three, 4 items. One thing
IE and no, IE, Rune and Hurricane, and possibly either it's a toss up between like static and rapid fire cannon, depending on which one you prefer.
I think you want rapid fire. I think you just want to stay as far away from Vlad and Malphite as
but
possible.
Kindred also kind of has a counter within herself to the J4. Flag and drag. Okay, J4's, but like what he wants to do, flag and drag the Ash and Karma. Or not Karma. Karma's on that team, sorry. Flag and drag the Ash and Nami.
Yeah, and you keep them trapped in there.
Keep them trapped in there, have everybody wail on them, and just have a good old like tank and spank. But Kindred can walk up to the side, pop her Lamb's Respite, and keep Ash and Nami alive just enough for like the Malphite to throw himself into the enemy team, like I said, with the re-engage.
One thing I do want to say about 200's team fighting is a lot of their tanks like to just go in. Like they can start a fight with
J4. It's also very wombo combo.
But one thing that I will say though is if Sion and J4 go in, they have to have Darius play back in these team fights and peel for this Jinx and help Carmen with the peel. I do think that Jinx can get to a point where she's very big and very strong, but 200 again has to play the early game very well, and I would love to see them slow it down and just say, okay, we can do that. Like, this is our composition. This is what we want to do. Let's slow it down. Let's let Jinx scale. Let's let our Darius, J4, and San get tanky. Let's let Karma get to her late game spike where she can just keep throwing out mantra ease and just shielding people, because we haven't talked about that. Karma can shield up these tanks, and Karma's shields aren't very small. They're quite massive when they get to that point.
Especially the mantra shield. Everybody gets a nice speed boost and also just get all shields. But honestly, the Ash, I like the okay. I think the pick for Ash is okay.
I think both of us would still have loved to see maybe like again Caitlyn or Kaisa.
Yeah, anybody like who's a tank shredder? Anybody who's a tank shredder as like an ADC.
Kaisa will shred through tanks. You have
Vayne.
Vayne. You have Varus. Honestly, I think I would have rather seen like personally, I think I would have rather seen like Vayne from 200, because if you're running like a protect the ADC comp, you may as well just double down on Vayne, you know?
Yeah, but the Vayne, I mean, but it's a on the side of JZB, there's not too many tanks. There's only Malphite.
Hey,
but I mean that doesn't discourage a lot of people. People will probably pick Vayne into anything. But I probably would have liked to seen the Varus on JZB, just because that Karma's going to be a pain, and Nami's going to run out of mana fast. And then when Nami runs out of mana, Karma's going to be like, oh, you have no mana. Let me throw my mantra Q at you a couple times. Now you guys have to back. We get free reigns on this lane. Help the Jinx get spiraled out of control with a CS lead and possibly maybe a kill or two, which with the way these guys have been playing, I'm not going to be surprised if I see early kills. But I probably would have liked to see the Varus just to be equal. I don't want to say equal in poke, but it's going to help out the poke a lot, because the Nami trouble bubble, the Nami bubble is going to help out with just keeping them there in an easy queue to line up.
One thing that I also want to emphasize about Varus pick is Varus does go Rage Blade into Wit's End, and because you're doing these constant auto attacks and like team fights, you're shredding MR, and Vlad loves that. Vlad loves to when enemies have not a lot of MR, because it gives them an easier time to get through these tanks. So definitely, I do think, agreeing with you here, that Varus would have been a better pick. Just looking at it, maybe JZB isn't comfortable. Again, this is week 1. Maybe they haven't picked up a lot of these meta picks. We do have a patch next week, so they're gonna have to adapt to jungle changes, and then we have the upcoming like ADC patches eventually that are gonna be coming up, and then everything is gonna be turned upside its head, and everyone's gonna have to adapt again. But
yeah, right now it's all about the ADCs and scaling to the late game.
Gotta get them gathering storms, man.
Gathering Storm is nuts. I even take it on some of my mid laners, and it just gets nasty if you scale to the late game, or even if you get ahead. Like, it just becomes super nasty.
It's like you guys better win early, or else I'm just gonna get a free bunch of stats for no reason.
I know, right? It's just like I'm gonna get a free damage. It's free damage. That don't free. I just got reminded of that free real estate thing. But either way, I'm super excited because it is going to be a Scion mid into the Vlad. Oh, it's Vandal Vlad. Okay, but Mecha Scion. It's I can't believe I'm seeing a Scion mid when there was a Karma pickup. If he goes full AP Scion, I'm gonna laugh. But I'm not gonna laugh in like hysteria, like ah ha ha, he's trolling. I'm gonna laugh because if Vlad has never played against AP mid Scion, the poke damage, even though he can sustain from it because he's Vlad,
it's a lot.
It's a lot of damage with when he throws an E at you, when he throws a minion back at your face.
So I want to highlight 2 things here. Vlad didn't go the Predator. He went for the Electrocute, so he went for the more damage style choice. You always will have that damage from the Electrocute. But we also see the comment from Malphite, because obviously Malphite doesn't want to trade melee with the Darius.
Wait, is this going to be a full AP team with like Malphite going full AP?
No, he's
okay.
He takes the Comet just so that he can get some harass off, maybe stack up mana flow if he did take it. Malphite literally just wants to survive this lane, and hopefully he can just get to team fighting.
Yeah,
But
understood.
I do think maybe we see Kindred come up to the top lane because the thing about Darius, especially, is Darius loves when you have two melees try and gank him because it's super easy for him to outplay that. But when you have a ranged champion like Kindred who's
Who can
slowing
kite?
you, kiting you, she has the red buff. It is very difficult. You have Malphite slowed, which takes away your movement speed. So this is going to be a very fun early game to watch, and I do expect it to be a little bit bloody, but I would
I
personally
don't
love.
yeah, I don't see it being as bloody as last game for the sole fact that the side of JZB doesn't have a lot of early game potential like with the Echo and the Evelyn. They do have the Kindred, which is nice, but I think again the Jinx just wants to scale. Same thing with the Ashe. Karma Scion are just gonna poke. I mean, the only solo kill that I hopefully see is Darius in the top lane killing Malphite. Just because Malphite is going to be a
Yeah.
pain. We are probably more than likely going to see a CS lead from that Darius.
Yeah, definitely, because it's always better to give up just a little bit of CS. Like even if you're gonna end up being like 20, 30 CS behind, it's a lot better than just straight up dying to the Darius.
Oh yeah, for sure. But going back on like the electrocute predator for Vlad, I see Airy sometimes being a viable option just for the for sure poke, like the free poke that you get with that little Airy.
Yeah, so Ares a very more a lane centric style for Vladimir. Electrocute does help him out in later stages, and yeah, that's basically what we're gonna get for this early game. So Sion really has to look to push for this early game. He wants to try and keep Vlad down because Vlad is a champion that when he spikes hard, and we see some trading up in the top lane.
And some in the mid lane. Those E doing good amount of tick damage, but Vlad should be able to get it back up. Darius doing Darius, zoning Malphite off, bot lane.
Yeah, so
being bot lane.
Yeah, definitely. This is how it's gonna go.
Oh man, Nami, you took a lot of damage.
It is gonna be very hard for Malphite. He's getting chunked already.
Hashtag feels bad, man, for being a Malphite top.
Yeah, I personally think JZB should have held on to their top pick. I think you maybe just prioritize something else. But I understand that they wanted to go for the Malphite, but this is going to be a very brutal lane for him.
Oh, for sure. 4 CS up already, 3 CS in the mid, 2 in the bot lane.
Another thing that we also have to talk about this game is Kindred. We have the Marks mini game. So
we do, and it looks like did J4 take it from her? No, it's in bot side.
It's also an Infernal Drake too.
Oh, but she's going up to the top side.
But here comes the bait, just like we talked about earlier.
Oh, flash out from Darius. That should be it. No mana from Malphite. Rock cannot continue.
J4's coming.
I am J4. Flag and drag. Knock up with the W. Flash out from the Kindred. Not going to be able to flash from the J4.
Vlad's not moving up.
Q over the wall. What do you... Okay, Kindred's just... I think she might get off free, but J4 looks like he's going to say hello to Vlad. The pool again, can't really do much with the flag, and Jack is gonna miss again with the pool. Dodging that. Oh my goodness, that auto attack. Ignite onto the Scion. Scion won't die from it. Yeah, he's a tank. He's cool.
I really think that Vlad wasn't on the same level as his team there because Kindred really could have used the backup top lane. Vlad had the lane priority to be able to start to move. I feel like he disconnected there. I don't think any summoner should have been burned this early, because now there's, Sion still has.
He did flash. I thought it was Sion's flash, but no, he flashed.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he flashed ignite, couldn't get the kill. And then they basically say, "All right, forget about this. Go back to your lanes."
All right.
Basically, what they're saying. Trading in the top lane. I don't know why the Malphite's trying to fight him with the bleeding still going. Passive is gonna pop. Solo kill.
That is not
Can we
something
get a moment of silence for this Darius?
That is not something you see every single day. I don't. Malphite
no respect given. No respect given at all.
Malphite had backed, bought his cloth armor, had charges of his
Almost gonna
Corrupting
hit,
pot
low
again.
damage in the bot lane, nothing too crazy. Again, now Darius is full health, full mana. And now Malphite is getting on the other end of that beating stick.
But I mean, this basically goes against the early game that we thought was going to end up happening because you picked this Darius as a counter pick, and that miss outplay has allowed Malphite to be even in CS. Yes, the CS up in top lane isn't that huge as it it should be for 5 minutes, but wow,
The
that's a
damage.
lot of damage.
I know, it just basically made it like he got hit with the
Tank, by the way.
I know, right? Tank, completely balanced. Okay, yeah, round of applause, please. But he gets hit with the E. Crimson Rush on Vlad goes to Q him. Basically mitigated the damage, but you wasted an E and a Q by taking a chunk of your health just so you could get back to health and push in the wave. I mean, bot lane. J4 is here.
But what I do want to say
off.
about Leo this game is that you're on a ward. Leo is, Leo's up in
wait,
CS again.
Electrocute gonna proc, Solo's gonna come out, nothing too much. Tether's gonna bind up the Ash. No follow-up. Q's not gonna do anything. Just more poke. Nami, hello?
Nami needs to be very careful
the
right
Mantra Q is gonna do a good amount of damage. J4's returned, but I thought we were gonna see a gank in the mid lane. And Market the Kindred has 2 stacks.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, if you're J4, you should just be trying to shut out that Kindred.
Yeah, that's the you really need to be able to not allow her to get these marks, because if you allow her to get these marks early on, Kindred becomes a very scary champion. She'll be able to shred through these tanks very easily.
Also at about four stacks, I think your auto attack range is increased by a little bit. I don't know how much exactly. I know it's 4 stacks.
It's either 25 or 50. It's been a while since I've seen a Kindred, and we see more trading up in the top lane. And
okay, come out. Why do you BM if you know you're getting your butt handed to you, boy?
So let's just step back. Just like last game, how we saw JZB, there's a CS lead in the jungle and in the mid lane, 61-38 for Vlad against Sion, and we see 46-32 from Kindred versus J4. So even though first blood obviously went over to the solo kill, but the jungler and both the mid lane are doing tremendous work. Bot lane's keeping even.
I am not too surprised about the Kindred being above the J4. Kindred with her W being to Q over and over again, basically having a cooldown of like a second. Aggression in the mid lane. Ulti, E, and Ignite's gonna come out. Sion, he attempted to drift, but it didn't really matter because I think all they wanted was the shield for the W.
I think
that call with that, it's just a dragon.
I think if he didn't shield there, he was definitely going to die. So I do like that he's just stopped the ultimate. He recognized that, but yeah, this is gonna be the first Drake going over. And last game it was 200 that ended up getting the Infernal, but this game you have it on Kindred, Vlad, and you have it on Ash. And we see Darius trying to trade, but
wait, flash ulti. Hold on, bleed. Ulti under the turret. I need to set down my headset and take a walk really quick, dude. This is some stuff. Like, what is this? Darius. Okay, so
I do feel like it's a little bit of misplayed from King in the top lane. I do feel that he's trying to reach for a little bit more than he can get right now, and you don't want to let this Malphite get ahead, because when you let tanks get ahead,
they get their tank items faster and basically become an unkillable force around 15 minutes.
Yeah, you make it very difficult, but there is something that I really do like about this game is we see Banner of Command being built in the mid lane. And I think that's really good. If you could just
it is a Scion,
yeah. If you can banner up the wave.
Tether's gonna hit. Trouble's gonna only hit up Jinx. Exhaust comes out from Karma. W's gonna hit the Nami. Ulti's gonna come out, but the heal comes out as well. Nothing. Yeah, nothing really. That's it.
Yeah, so only one summoner spell for that.
One summoner and an exhaust. But the heal was used there, or that Jinx would have gotten a double kill.
Kindred.
Kindred in the mid. J4 with the flag and drag. There goes about half of your health just from Kindred being Kindred. But
Yeah. So one thing I do want to emphasize, obviously 200's a little bit
Scion.
behind right now, but I do feel like if you can banner up mid lane, you can maybe just time your back with cannon wave, banner mid, then you have Scion maybe just go down to the bottom lane.
Hello Karma. Okay, flash WQ. Not really gonna do much. Karma's gonna have to waste a flash to get out of there.
Yeah, 200 needs to
Flag and
slow
drag is
down
gonna
the
hit up
speed.
the Vladimir. Vladimir's
yeah,
gonna pop
and
the ult
Vlad
into
killing
pool. The
before
Q
they
is
pop.
gonna be able to get the kill. Holy cow! And all that was knock up. Not really much gonna be doing there. And then I think that it seems to be the end of the engagement. Vlad is just gonna get the health back. No, he's just gonna back off. I like that Vlad because he W'd at the perfect time. J4 wasn't able to ult him to keep him there, and also Scion missed his ult.
Yeah. I personally think that 200 has to slow this game down. I know it's a very tough order to ask right now, but you obviously have Vlad and Kindred skilling, but you need to slow this game down. The point of your team composition right now is to protect Jinx when she gets her her 3 crit item core, and then she has her last whisper, and then you just protect her and you take over this fight, because as you said earlier, they only have Malphite as this real tank. Yet maybe they have Kindred to pseudo make other people live a little bit longer, but they have got to slow this game down because their game plan is supposed to be to protect Jinx, and they're not playing towards that. They're playing this kill style of League of Legends, and that's not how you run this.
Yeah, a little bit of poke in the bot lane, but we do see Banner, and it is just dreadful for me to watch this Vladimir slowly just auto attack, dealing like 10 auto attack, and then another solo kill in the top lane.
Yeah,
this Darius is not given any respect, because at first he died first to him backing and having very little mana with a full health, full mana Malphite.
Fight in the bottom lane.
Oh.
Both flashes
Yes, we do.
burns.
Comes out, ulti comes out from Nami. Ulti's gonna pick up the kill onto Jinx, and this is how 200 gets it going.
Yeah. So that's really good. They got the kill onto this Jinx. It's gonna accelerate.
Vlad looks to be roaming down, but luckily Sion pinged it, and then it just looks like they go back to their respected lanes.
Yeah. So I do feel like right now, if you're 200, slow the game down. You just gotta kill onto your Jinx. She's gonna get her Hurricane very shortly, and
Although a lot of damage are gonna come out. Not gonna be able to get the slow from the Kindred, and then Jinx is able to walk away.
How many stacks does she have right now? She has 4 stacks right now.
Yeah, her auto attack range is going to be redonkulous. Low mana though, but the health is gonna help. Flag and drag is gonna miss, gonna go wide. She's gonna bubble herself, flash from the bubble. J4 picks up the kill with the help of Jinx and Karma, but nothing else.
Yeah. This has to be the lane that they look to attack right now. They've got to get
gonna miss on the sound in the mid line, but the Ignite's gonna come out. EQ with a lot of damage. Ignite's gonna get the kill, and the BM with the emotes.
So,
oh my goodness! Okay. I was like, you just BM, and I would have laughed if J4 came out with a flag and drag.
It would appear that Vlad didn't go the Shirelias first that we usually see. He's definitely gone for the Protobot, which I personally think is pretty good. You have more health early on.
A lot more trading top lane, and Darius is still losing trades by a good margin.
Yeah, this Darius counter pick didn't work out. Again, these are the first games of the season, and I'm pretty sure both teams are gonna look back at this game and just kind of review it. But if you're going to counter pick, or okay,
TP right? What? All right.
About a minion.
TP comes in onto a minion.
Yeah. So I do want to say this for anyone who ends up watching the VOD later, but here comes the arrow.
Unstoppable force is gonna come through, knocks up, and that's another kill for the Malphite. Malphite carry anybody?
I didn't know Prey was on the enemy team tonight. That was a beautiful snipe, but
that was a really nice snipe. I'm not even gonna lie. That was from her tier 2 all the way to hit that J4 at his own blue. But
Yes.
a lot more poke is gonna come out in the bot lane, also in the mid. Kindred's here.
So
Not really gonna do much again.
I do want to say this when you draft, carries, you want to be able to put, an emphasis on them. And when you draft
We
Dairy
have
to
a
counter
dancing battle in the top lane.
Oh.
All right then.
When you draft, these counter picks, like, you want to be able to protect these counter picks. You want to help them, get ahead and accelerate. I feel like J4 should have chosen one side of the map and just focused on it. Whether it have been bottom lane, whether it have been top lane, because
Minions get turned in the top.
yeah, this is accelerated into a very, very game. But these are things that just need to be talked about. If you draft a carry, you need to be able to help protect them and accelerate them. Or if you're gonna counter pick a lane, and you're like, okay, well, I'm fine here. I picked Darius for this exact reason. Snowball the bottom side of the map. At least if you do end up messing up the matchup, you have somewhere to fall back on, because right now mid is like, Vlad is up an item. Well, it's not as bad as last game. Leo is not that far ahead.
Nearly 40, 50 CS right now. 2-0. Not really a tower, but a lot of grouping towards this dragon. It looks like they want to get Cloud Drake, or they might just be backing off. W's going to connect. Flash, Monster Q. Tether's also going to connect. Rockets come out. TP coming in. W is also going to hit. The ult is going to come out. Knock up again. Unstoppable Force knocks up 3. Gets a kill onto the J4. Gets another kill onto the Karma. Is she just going to keep going? Flash Q is going to come out from the Kindred. Kindred's just going to keep hopping. I didn't know I was saw Kalista in this game. And picks up a kill for herself. Now, okay, this... you can analyze this, because I'm just going to wait for the next stuff to happen.
I mean, at this point, it's very difficult. They needed to slow this game down, and I understand they feel like they're behind and they have to fight, but you can't have that mentality. You have to slow this game down, and it's very difficult. Like, I don't know if this might be a
FF20. No, there's still a way to come back, but it's going to be super difficult. You're going to have to claw and gnaw your way out. Karma is just going to clear the minion wave. I'm pretty sure she could die to the Malphite if she... Yep, here comes Malphite. Tether W is going to come out. Rockets are going to come out. Look at the chip damage. Man, oh man, it looks like I'm watching the tank hitting.
A little bit of a misplay. I think Vlad thought he was going to be a little closer for that.
Back to bot lane, flash out from the Malphite. Tether also, nothing really much. How much chip damage? Lancer Spite's going to come out, keep everybody alive for a second.
Okay.
Stun comes out from the Scion, and that's about it, I would want to say. And Malphite gets away with about half of his health. Mid's going to go down. Bot tier 1 went down a while ago. I don't know what to say to this.
I mean, if we look at the bright points right now, this Jinx is almost going to be done her Hurricane. I'm trying to make sure that, these are the components for Phantom Dancer, right?
They're the components for Phantom Dancer. Yeah, they are. They're the components for Phantom Dancer.
I'm hoping that it's
Malphite too strong. I need Phantom Dancer.
I'm hoping that it is a Hurricane, because a lot of what maybe some people don't realize, but Jinx's crits stack upon each other, and I've seen disgusting crits where Jinx is critting somebody else, and then all of a sudden it's just the 800, 900 damage.
The rockets can crit, and also if you have Runans, the splash damage can crit too, so you can just have a ridiculous amount of critage on top of each other.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case. But yeah, your Jinx is almost on 2 items. I mean, Jinx is very far ahead of this Ashe right now, but the difference between both of them is Ashe doesn't really need to be ahead. She just kind of needs to throw out the arrow and let Vlad and Kindred and Malphite do the rest of the work. Malphite has gone Proto Belt, by the way.
Q's gonna go over. AP, hey, okay, hold on. Black & Jack is gonna miss, but we have some action in the mid lane. W's gonna come out from the Vlad, and he's just gonna be safe. Goodbye, half of your health to the Darius, and then it just looks like more siege onto the turn in mid lane.
Yeah, I would have definitely liked it for JZB to go and
Wow.
prioritize the Rift Herald because the Rift Herald was up for a time being, and I feel like they had enough map control. They could have just used that. Maybe look to open up one of these tier twos. I think leaving Malphite in the top lane right now is not needed. You bring him down to the bottom lane. You set up for Baron Vision because right now this Kindred's very far ahead. She does percentage damage.
We're gonna see a lot of 3-man in the jungle meet up with 3 other people.
Oh.
Stop. The Q ulti comes out, gets knocked up and dies. Undead Scion. Bubble's gonna hit onto the Jinx, not the Darius, not their main target that they wanted to kill, but it looks like, hold on as we look, W's gonna come out, flag and drag, nice Q over the wall to get her to safety. Malphite's 1v3 and pops the Proto Belt, just gets chip damage, not too crazy. Ulti's gonna come out, not gonna be able to kill, but but Malphite is pretty low on the side of JZB.
One thing I do want to say is, it's all very fun. You're Malphite, you're 6-0, but he also has to remember that he's not, by going Proto Bolt, you're not as tanky as a standard Malphite build. And you're also worth shutdown goals. So if you ever do end up misplaying and how strong you feel like you are, you can definitely give back some of the gold as we see Vlad.
He's gonna come out from Vlad as he's pushing the bot lane. It's gonna be a good chunk of health. Q again, Rockets come out for the Jinx. Vlad.
Okay, she did go Hurricane, so.
Yeah, it would be Hurricane. Well, actually, yeah. So
I think the
Hurricane,
second dagger was for maybe the Zeke's, not the Zeke's, the Berserk Reeves later, but
it could be that. Yeah, I forgot the components would be the same.
All right, well.
Oh, W's gonna come out and gonna poke, but again, it's Flag and Drag is gonna miss, go wide. W is gonna get the slow out. It doesn't look like they're gonna keep on aggressing, and
Jinx wants no part of that. So at 21 minutes, we do see a
Trelius.
No, I want to say a 12k gold lead.
Just near. Oh, hold on. A lot of aggression in the bot lane. A lot of aggression in the jungle at the top. Nami nearly dies, but throws out the ult WE, but Kindred picks up the kill over the wall onto the J4, but in the bot lane, Vladimir kills Karma, and then Darius finally gets the shutdown kill onto the Malphite.
Yeah, remember
Mary had a little lamb should really get out of there right now.
Remember
and ulti right there.
Remember what we said earlier. You built Proto Belt on Malphite. You're not as tanky as you would be. Yes, you have the Bramble Vest. Yes, you have Warden's Mill, but these are just flat resistances. This isn't health. So that's shutdown gold gone over to the Darius. That's 2 kills given over to him. So this allows Darius to, start spiking, building up items.
Slowly but surely crawl his way back into this game.
Yeah, and I still think 200 can turn this game around. I don't think this lead seems very huge, but
oh my goodness, Vladimir with the damage protocol comes out.
I think
QE, yep.
I think you just give the kill. I don't even think you waste any sums.
Bye-bye. And here comes Malphite.
Yeah. But
Malphite's just gonna run it down bot. Doesn't seem like too much.
I think that this game is still, winnable for 200, but being that far up without any vision on the Vladimir is
Oh, Hook is gonna Yank is gonna come in, flag and drag. W is gonna get him out of safety. Unstoppable Force, I think, came out, but also
there's
missed.
the arrow.
The arrow hit the Darius, and that gave Darius a little bit of time, and he got all that health back. Malphite picks up the kill onto the J4 in the meantime. Q's gonna get the double kill for the Malphite. And then it just looks like that's it. Yeah, you can't really do anything. I mean, even though, like, you're right, Malphite isn't the same Malphite build, but that Proto Belt and the damage just from being 8-1 and having 2 levels above your laner, and also being, I think, the 2nd highest level in the game. You do a lot of damage.
Yeah, 200 is very behind right now, and I want to say that they
Q
still have
Belt doesn't really get too much, but they're gonna get the inhibitor on this one. Sion gets knocked up also by the double, but it's unstoppable, but still gets hit by the Kindred Q.
Well,
not too much we can say here. I mean, we go silent, not too much. It just seems like 200 can't really do much. Not like JZB has got eyes on the mid turret, and if you're
200, I think you look back at this game.
Flag and drag, not really gonna get much, but the crit's gonna drop him down to half HP.
If you're 200, I think you look back at this and you basically say, we need to be able to pick team compositions that don't run a bunch of tanks, someone who can build sensor.
Oh, he yank out to the Malphite. How long can we count how many seconds it's gonna take to kill the Malphite?
He still has ultimate, but Ash doesn't have that much
But he
damage.
turns around and gets
Oh
a third
my
and knock
god.
him. Ash is just hitting. Vladimir comes from the back to pick up the kill under the Jinx. Malphite picks up the kill under the Karma. And Malphite walks out with a bow and the tip of the cap, milady, and just walks out. Oh my goodness, Vladimir, hello? And dead. Alright.
And that is the FF, and this is the end of that game.
25-minute FF, 21-6.
And a solid
13K gold. Yeah, a solid 2-0. My goodness, that game went.
Yeah, that game went south pretty quickly.
It's something, dude. That escalated quickly. I mean, if you're JZB, you're smashing that was easy button right there because.
I do want to say definitely that. Again, this is week one. You first week everybody's still figuring out team compositions, still figuring out how to play with one another. And for them, this is good to look at. We're like, okay, well, we just won this league. Let's look towards next game, next week, and make sure that we're very strong. But as for 200, they have a lot of work. Team composition needs to be fixed. Individual performances need to be picked. You picked top to be a counter pick. You ended up giving over first blood. That's something that needs to be fixed. I wanted the jungler to be a little bit more aggressive as opposed to game number one. Didn't happen. Mid drafted another tank, and I thought that's what they were gonna go away from, and that ended up didn't being the case. And then they ended up putting all this pressure onto the bottom lane. And just like game number one, although it wasn't an Echo that ended up doing it, you have a giant 9-in-1 Malphite ulting into your backline, doing half your 80 carries health, and then Vladimir and or Kindred just come in and finish it up. So
yeah, Vladimir just what we saw what he did to that J4.
I think 200 is on the right track with what they want to do with a comp. But I feel like if you want to have a tank mid, you need to have damage somewhere else. Draft something more aggressive in the top lane. You have Nara as an option. Camille is an option. Fiora is an option if the enemy team wants to play tanks.
You don't even need to have that. You can. Okay, let's just go back to the first game. The first game was Galio mid, who was top.
Ornn top. They had
the Shen. They had the Shen top. Their jungler was another tank. Can't remember.
They had Lee Sin. There wasn't a tank. They had Shen, Lee Sin, Galio, Twitch, and Lulu. And again, I don't think that composition's bad. I just think you need
their execution.
The execution was poor because you don't have a lot of magic damage, and you really needed Galio to protect the bottom lane. This game, I feel like everything was just more of like a. They were trying to be game number one. They said, okay, we need a stronger top lane. I honestly feel like you could have just matched Ornn against Malphite and you would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, in a lane with Malphite, you either want to counterpick him and just stomp him to where once he ults in, he's basically just gets shredded because you have a bunch of armor penetration just with Black Cleaver alone, and then you also just have your ADC just melting him. But that Darius, I think, got a little bit cocky with his Darius counter pick because it was like, oh, this is basically an easy lane. But when you're low health and low mana, and a full health, full mana Malphite comes in,
you
might as well just run away and just wait till you come back with full health, full mana.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was.
You can get probably a solo kill. That was just disrespect to that top laner.
I mean, yeah, that was pure disrespect. If they blow TP, you concede it. You're like, okay, cool. You came back. You have all your corrupting pots. You have full health. You have full mana. You have a cloth on me. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna pick up maybe a long sword. We're gonna come back, and then I'm gonna zone you off of CS again. But because he didn't do that, Malphite ended up being even in CS. A Malphite who's even in CS, up 3 kills on you. I mean, this was Malphite's dream. This is a matchup that Malphite should almost never win without jungle intervention. And the only jungle intervention I think we got was one Kindred gank, and that was a blown flash. And I believe Kindred had to blow her flash shortly after. So again, there's work that they need to do, but uh, I mean, you can't draft a counter pick and have this happen. So
Oh no, but
yeah,
but besides that top laner and the mid laner, um,
I do want to say that 200's bottom lane tried. I think that they knew
oh
what their
yeah,
job was.
they
I just
truly
think
gave
that
it
the
their all.
top side of the map just needs to, be a little. I don't think there's too much improvement that needs to be done with their jungler. Obviously, it just needs to be little bit more proactive. But top and mid maybe need to be looked at. I think they need to draft. But again, it's hard to really do anything as we have 8.10 coming up as of next week.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And also one quick thing before we go into our MVP and shortly after closeout, I just wanted to say that early on, the J4 wasn't trying to find and get rid of the Kindred stacks and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
She got 4 stacks just by taking Scuttle, and I think maybe getting a kill onto that Jinx. And then afterwards, it put marks on like his blue buff, and even then, Kindred was just able to do what she could because Tier 1 Torrent was down at that time, and Malphite was just able to push up freely.
All right, so I have an MVP in mind. I'm pretty sure maybe ours both matched, but I do want to say it was Leo for JZB.
Oh, 100%. JZB with the mid laner, 6-0 and 3 on the Vlad, and uh, I'm not even gonna remember, but it's something like
He
11-0
I,
and something on that Echo. Completely taking the game in the first, but the second game with the help of the top laner. But Leo, a well-deserved MVP spot of this series. Congratulations to JZB. Hopefully, in these next couple of weeks, as the bracket goes on, like all this other stuff, the weeks go on, we'll see improvements, and hopefully, we get to see if 200 IQ can get the revenge.
yeah,
Uh, the
I'm
revenge game.
I'm very excited to see how teams are going to adapt to next patch because there's going to be more emphasis on these scuttle crabs. You're not going to be able to hit level 3 off of just doing 3 camps now. So I definitely want to see how jungle is going to evolve. I want to see how mid's going to evolve and top because you have to kind of help your jungler if they're fighting. Maybe you see more aggressive level 2 junglers just like scrapping it out. You just see like, well, I got hit by an Olaf axe now. I'm probably gonna die from it because he's just gonna run me down. Or maybe we see Lee Sin or Elise or Rex. I don't know how good Rexa is right now. I don't know if she's in the ground, but I'm very excited to see jungle changing. I know most junglers hate it because that means they have to relearn everything, but you know,
Yeah, understood. But we're gonna close out. Thank you guys for joining us on Dominate Week 1. JZB versus 200 IQ with the victory going 2-0 in JZB's favor. Come back next week for another great show matchup. And that's
have
it.
a good night.